Bungie has hired a new global franchise director as of today. We're going to jump into all the details because this is definitely some spicy news. Why did they hire a new one? And why did they hire someone from the outside and not from the in? Is an interesting question, I think. We'll definitely theorize a little bit. Obviously, Pete Parsons at the very top, the CEO, he left, and his replacement is Justin Truman, but they actually didn't give him the position of being CEO, I think. I think technically he's like studio head. So a lot of people are kind of interpreting this as like Sony is making the big decisions now. They're controlling the C-suite, and Bungie's creative freedom is not necessarily stripped, but it's just they don't have as much creative freedom as they did when they initially signed the deal to be acquired by Sony. So the idea, at least what I'm thinking, is we got like Pete here, and then he's gone, right? He's cruising around town in his exotic cars. And so now Justin Truman's up there as high as you can be at Bungie, and then someone has to replace Justin Truman's position to some degree, I think. I'm not sure if this is the same role, but it sounds fancy. It sounds important. Global franchise director. So happy to share that I've started a new role as global franchise director. I've loved this franchise for what seems like forever, and I'm excited to work on its future. We'll see what the future holds for Destiny, especially with some new direction, especially at the higher up positions here. So who is Hillary Heidi? Okay, we'll pull up their LinkedIn here and we can see that we can look at their professional experience. So they are now global franchise director, full-time at Bungie, of course, just happened. Before this, they worked on BioWare as a lead producer for the next Mass Effect and a producer for Mass Effect, looks like for 4 years. So they were deep inside BioWare. Not sure what the general community sentiment is around this game, if their development team, what they think of them. So if you're a big Mass Effect player, feel free to weigh in your thoughts and opinions about the devs and the basically the storied history between Mass Effect and its developmental team. Prior to that, they worked at EA for a year and 2 months, advised the Dragon Age product pivot from multiplayer to single player experience. Got you. Interesting. Then they worked as a senior brand manager for Bethesda Softworks for 4 years, 2 months. So they have a lot of professional industry experience. They led global campaigns for Starfield, Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls Blades, Elder Scrolls Legends, Ghostwire Tokyo, and The Evil Within 2. And then before that, we have EA again for 2 years and 3 months, senior manager, global product marketing, BioWare. Very nice. Okay. So they have a lot of experience, clearly. And it will be interesting to see what they bring to the game here. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about a shift in the leadership at Bungie. This is kind of what the community has been requesting, if I'm being honest. A lot of people felt like the devs. So what happened was there was layoffs, and then the devs that got laid off kind of leaked information, right? They told us what they felt it was like behind closed doors and the problems that they could diagnose. And a lot of them pointed fingers at Pete Parsons saying, he was kind of the rotten apple. And now that he's gone, it's Justin Truman at the helm. And obviously Sony is kind of running things at the very top. So they're going to keep, basically they're just up there to crack the whip and make sure that, the production is and the monetization is to a certain standard, right? You have to make a certain amount of money to keep the investors happy. And so now we need to have a good team of people leading Bungie or leading Destiny really into the right direction that it needs to go. And what exactly is that direction is for the community to decide, Bungie to decide, and who knows what it will be, if it'll be successful or not. Who knows? But what we do know is that Destiny 2 does have a future because they said so. They said, I'm excited to work on its future. How long is that future? Obviously, only time will tell. But I think that this is a good thing overall. I always want to give new people an opportunity to shine and to help, and especially in a game that you care so much about, right? So I welcome them. Here's to some hopefully some good years of content coming soon, right? Hopefully starting with Renegades, we start actually building momentum, if you know what I'm talking about. Build that momentum.